Okay, for part B, okay, normally what Cambridge will ask you is use notes and sketches to show two different methods of doing something. Okay, this varies every single time. Sometimes you can refer to knowledge that you have from materials theory and paper construction theory. At times you just have to use some initiative. This is really where they catch you out sometimes, so it's important that you can think creatively with respect to the scenario they're giving you. Okay, so here they're asking you, use sketches and notes to show two different methods of making a flat pack 3D model pop up when released from an envelope. So straight away you've got to think about something that's flat, and that will obviously pop up in some respect. So I think the first thing we probably do here is look at the kind of spring style system, almost like an accordion. You've all seen an accordion being played, okay? It kind of opens and closes, you kind of have that zigzag construction. Now how do we draw that? What I would probably do here, draw a side view of the house, okay? Also draw the base. Now I'm going to draw them quite close to each other, okay, but slightly staggered. And in between, I'm just going to add some zigzags, okay, on all the corners, and then just connect those up, okay? So it almost looks like it's been compressed. So we can do a little arrow here to show. Obviously this can be pulled apart. Normally what you might find is a piece of string tied around it, normally with maybe a bow as well. Okay, so this is untied. And then what we have, so we can say here, spring system allows pop-up construction. Okay, there are many methods here. You could think about springs, you could think about elastic bands, you could think about some kind of lever system that allows this to happen. I normally tend to advise students to go for the simplest method, and I think in this particular case it's quite a simple method, okay? And we can also show the house constructed, okay? So if we draw it again, okay, and then what we'd do, we would show it constructed like this. Okay, connect these two up, connect this up, connect this up. And what I tend to do is just draw a few lines on there to show the construction. And show obviously this has been pulled upwards. Okay, so that works as one method. The second method, feel free to be creative with this. I mean, we could go for a balloon, for example. So we could have a similar method as this one, where we have balloon. Okay, so we can go for balloon, double O, insertion. So we have a very similar package to before. We could even still go for the same technique with the zigzags, but we show obviously we have a balloon. Let's draw it completely flat. Actually, I think that's probably a better idea here. So I will draw a balloon with a completely flat version of the greenhouse profile. Give it a little bit of thickness, a few lines, okay. Blow into balloon to construct, okay. And if you want to, we could even show a small version over here. Make sure you don't go outside the lines if possible. We could draw a nice tiny little sketch here of the balloon inserted, but then we have the house constructed. Draw a little arrow there to show the direction which it increases. Okay, so there we have it. Now what's very important with section B is that you use notes and sketches. If you don't, then you're in trouble, okay? There's 2 marks for the 2 sketches and 2 marks for the notes. Now hopefully by doing something like this you could get full marks. Every case is different in this case. I've seen questions come up where they ask you to come up with 2 different shapes that could be used, 2 different ways of joining card, 2 different ways of attracting a customer's attention to a point of sale, if that's the particular question you get, 2 different ways of displaying a product inside a package, so they're probably looking at vacuum form trays and display windows. There are many different scenarios that come up with this part B, and it's important to kind of practice and make sure you're up to scratch with that.